Ladies and gentlemen, Forboding Angel here. I'm going to be casting one of my own games versus Shard. And should be a pretty interesting matchup here. My opponent starts up here in the top left. I will be starting down here in the bottom right. So you can see my starting build order is 3 mexes, a factory, and 2 solars. That's so I have plenty of time to power my units and get them all going. Particularly the light raiders, the ones that shoot lightning, they can suck up power pretty good. Moreover, you need a good bit of power to be able to build more units in your factory. Right now I'm queuing up engineer. You can see his orders. Basically I'm stretching over to the side of the map because I know Shard will try to come through the middle here. And I'm trying to avoid that as long as I can because I can't afford to have my expansion go down. Sticking an early radar up here. The radars are fairly expensive, but they provide invaluable information. Anyone who's played Evolution before knows that the units move very fast, the action happens very fast, and especially playing against Shard. Shard is an incredibly tough opponent to 1 versus 1. And here Shard's moving out with its opening force. And you can see all I've got here is what 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 light tanks. I got more coming on the way. Basically I'm just spamming light tanks right now because I know Shard's going to be coming in with a couple of light tanks. I know he's going to have a couple flamers with him, and then I know after that 2 riot tanks will be falling. The riot tanks are really hard to take out. They have a heavy armor damage type, and they do light damage, which basically means that they will rip anything like raiders a new asshole. And I'm trying to have enough. See, the raiders have piercing damage. You can see down here in the tooltip down there. They have piercing damage, which is especially effective. It's actually the most effective versus heavy armor. And so my plan here is to have enough light tanks to where I can quickly overpower these. Maybe I'll get a couple shots. There I did pretty good because I was able to take it down quickly. If you have multiple riot tanks incoming, light tanks, yes, they're great for getting rid of it, but they will get absolutely owned by these riot tanks. See, if Shard had 3 or 4 riot tanks come in the first time, I wouldn't have been able to do a whole lot about this. And I'm apparently not noticing on my radar yet. There I notice. So the riot tanks do. See, it flung one all the way over here. I'm trying to get an early fusion up here because one of my biggest problems when I play is that I tend to run out of energy a lot. As you guys may or may not know, energy is extremely important. The units don't cost any energy there. I'm losing one of my mechs, my engineer, so that worked for a little while. I'm probably gonna try to get some units out to deal with this. Yeah, there I go. Moving out pretty much my entire force. When these light turrets are up on a hill like this, they can be pretty tough to deal with. You'll see I'm probably going to lose quite a few units to these too. Once these light turrets are doubled and tripled up, they get really hard to deal with. But I'm going to take it out. And Shard, true to its nature, has a couple FATSAs. These are the heaviest units in the game. They have 1,000 hit points. They do explosive damage type, which is especially effective versus defenses and buildings. They have heavy armor. and they do about 600 damage per shot. But they're extremely vulnerable because they fire very slowly. And as a result, you can use light tanks to get in close to them and pick them off. You can see I'm mostly spamming, actually right now I'm spamming nothing but light tanks. The reason for this is that basically I have to get a perimeter up, and versus Shard it's incredibly hard to do that. And I'm actually exploiting a bit of AI weakness here. Because I know Shard tends to not group up its units as well as it should. And as a result, my light tanks can take care of this. However, I do realize that light tanks aren't going to take care of it for the rest of the game, so here I'm getting droplets. These little missile guys here. They have a piercing damage type, just like the light raider tanks, and they have an armor type of light, which means they're very vulnerable to most units, especially the skirmish units. But they have this tracking missile fire. There is a shield for this unit though, because if its missiles lose the target in mid-flight, for example, if the target gets destroyed, then the missile can end up coming down anyway. And sometimes it'll even come down on your see, they do pretty well versus the passives, but if the passive is in range, it will just absolutely destroy them. You're getting them out of range and charge that will chase them. By the way, one thing I didn't mention, this is on the new official Evolution content called Scale of Two Hills Architects. Now, I tried to, I saw that a structure coming up here, so with my engineer I put up 6 dollars